going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boy oh boy, today is the big day where Battlefield 6 is finally returning. So, of course, don't forget, I will be streaming it probably around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time over on Twitch. And if you guys want to tune on in, hop into the open lobbies, or even chat it up with me, you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But in today's video, I wanted to go ahead and hyper-prioritize a little interesting news that the developers went ahead and dropped the other day about how we're going to be able to matchmake within Battlefield 6. Of course, it doesn't answer everyone's issues just yet, and we still have a lot more to see. But for the time being, this is looking extraordinarily juicy. But ladies and gentlemen, before we actually dive into that, we got some extra information as well about the movement speed within Battlefield 6, and I just wanted to go ahead and showcase to you all. I actually saw this from SMK Gaming, saying Battlefield 6 sprint speeds detailed. And as you can see with your own eyes, Battlefield 6 does outpace pretty much all the Battlefield games if you have a knife equipped. Still slower than having a, sprint perk equipped within Battlefield 3 and 4, and also tactical sprint in 2042. But if you have your normal weapon out, you run slower than all of the Battlefield games practically. Hardline, 2042, 4, 3, 1, 5. I'm sorry, I just had to go ahead and showcase this to you guys because people were swearing up and down that Battlefield 6 is much faster when it comes to the pacing. But it's not. It is not. It is literally slower than all of the recent Battlefield games, including some of the most iconic Battlefield games as well. But again, I just thought that would be really funny to go ahead and showcase to you all. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the main topic of today's video, the brand new matchmaking system that's going to be in place. Now, DICE went ahead and put out a post over on Twitter that kind of summarized everything that's going to be coming within the, second open beta for Battlefield 6. As you can see right here, we're going to be seeing pretty much a lot of the game modes being pushed into the actual rotation, including Rush, which I am extraordinarily excited to see. And the best thing about this overall photo here is that, yes, indeed, closed weapons are going to be on Conquest and Breakthrough. Now, if you guys remember, previously it was only on Conquest, and it caused a lot of saltiness within the community. Now, again, I say it all the time, it's not really the end of the world for me, but there's a lot of people out there, and I understand it too, trust me, I understand it, that would much rather prefer playing closed weapons, and that is really what the hardcore audience within Battlefield wants to see. And when it was only Conquest, it was kind of a slap in the face, so to see them open it up to both Conquest and Breakthrough is massive, and it's great news for a lot of, OG hardcore Battlefield fans out there. But I will say this, I think it's kind of weird that Rush isn't getting a closed weapon, section. Again, doesn't really kill my fun. I'm still going to really love to dive into Rush. But Rush is an iconic Battlefield game mode. We're not talking about domination and all this other, crap. That's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun in Battlefield. But it's not like technically what people come to Battlefield for. Rush is. Between Breakthrough, Conquest, and Rush, those are massively iconic modes. And I think that they should go ahead and incorporate a closed weapon section for Rush as well, just to go ahead and please allow the community, because if they don't, I think that might cause some issues here. But pushing that aside, within this overall, playlist overview, they also showcase to us the new matchmaking system. And the description says this: custom search options. Based on your previous feedback and to give you more control over map and mode selection, we are introducing a new feature called custom search. This feature allows you to choose your favorite combination of maps and modes. For example, if you want to play Conquest on Siege of Cairo, the matchmaking will prioritize putting you in a match with this combo if available. Note that this is not a server browser, which is not being tested this week. During open beta, custom search will be available for open weapon mode playlists, so you can mix and match maps and modes as you prefer. And this is the image right here of what it's going to go ahead and look like. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Does it not just simply look like a server browser? From any previous Battlefield game? I mean, you could pretty much do this all the time. Picking the maps you want to play, picking the game modes that you want to play. But regardless, this is a great step in the right direction. And I want people to relax as well, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, they're doing this, but not adding in a server browser. That's not what they said whatsoever. And the devs already came out and said that they're trying to make sure that the matchmaking system, quick matchmaking, is nice and smooth, while at the same time, you'll have a server browser through Portal that will also, give you persistent servers all the time. And this is a nice little mix here, ladies and gentlemen, being able to hop in and really prioritize what maps you want to go ahead and play, the game modes you want in your rotation. This is huge for Battlefield players because sometimes people would prefer to, play infantry maps sometimes, or others, maybe they're a helicopter player and that's what they usually main. They want to play vehicle maps. They don't want to play any of the infantry, games just yet. This will allow players to fine-tune exactly what they want to play within the Battlefield experience, depending on their mood and I guess their preferences as well during that specific time. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm at right now. Although this is a phenomenal news, I absolutely love this right now. And it really does seem like DICE is trying to make the most community-friendly game possible. I still, we have to see how the Portal server browser is going to turn out. If they could put together a very solid server browser, the community is going to be extraordinarily happy. And as I stated then, I will truly say we have all the freedom in the world when it comes to trying to find the perfect matches. This is a great step, a perfect step in the right direction, so players who just want to quickly hop into the match can do so without having to search for, a bunch of different servers in a browser and fine-tune all those details. No, they can just go into the matchmaking, click it, this, that, and find a game. It'll just auto-search for them. Phenomenal. But there's people who want a little bit more detail. And what I saw in that image, as I stated, it looks like a server browser. It genuinely does. I don't see what's holding them back from giving us all the tools. And from the words of the developers, it seems like they're planning on giving us all these tools. We just have to wait and be patient. As they said in that post, we are not going to be testing it out within this upcoming open beta, but it is something that will be tested out more than likely within the lab. And I made a video about this a little while ago, but I'll state it again. Please, if you have access to the lab, if you are one of the individuals who are up in there, you must speak up about what you want out of the browser. You have to give them some fine details, or really nitpick it, and try to perfect it because, as I stated, that is a huge piece of the puzzle that is missing still for a lot of players out there. Literally, they have been convinced on everything. Everything. But not having a server browser is the final thing that I see the Battlefield crowd really skeptical about. If that can get addressed and handled, we have an absolute banger on our hands. I mean, we already got a banger on our hands, even without a server browser. Personally, I'm going to be playing the crap out of this game. I really loved what I played. And again, I'm going to be grinding it out all day again today. But like I said, for the overall picture, this would be perfection. And I know a ton of people out there who would automatically pre-order the crap out of Battlefield 6 if they just saw a nice, functioning server browser. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think about all this information. Do you think that this is a great introduction that DICE has done here? Or do you think that they're just trying to sugarcoat and, try to cover up the fact that maybe they don't potentially have a working server browser? Again, I don't think that's the case, and we should be patient until that time comes because they are preaching that the Portal server browser is nothing like 2042 whatsoever. It's a completely different beast. So I'm kind of in the mindset of, kind of prove it to us. They've been doing it this whole time. That's been their motto when it comes to Battlefield 6. We don't want to talk. We don't want to give you words. We want to prove it. We want to showcase it. And then let you guys go ahead and critique from there. And that has been my thing with this game since the jump. Literally, right since the beginning. And I'm going to keep that mentality. They have proven to me time and time again that they understand the assignment. They know what to do. They want to make that connection spark again between developers and community. So we'll see how this server browser works out in Portal. But again, I am still curious what you guys have to say about it. Do you really think that DICE isn't going to, pull through with this one? Or do you think that they're just giving the community every possible advantage when it comes to freedom of choice? But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And sometimes we even double upload at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Everything between Battlefield, Call of Duty, Splitgate 2, Arc Raiders. And you best believe, now that Battlefield 6 is in another open beta phase, there's a lot of content to make. So if you want to stay up to date on all of it, subscribe and hit that bell. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we do live stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And today, of course, as I just stated, since the open beta is going to be live over on Battlefield 6, I am going to be grinding the heck out of this thing. And don't worry, it's going to be a stream on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And honestly, I'm even thinking of doing another extra stream on Sunday. So if you guys have any time throughout this weekend, you're going to be grinding the game yourself, you need someone to go ahead and chat it up with, maybe you want to go in and hop into the open lobbies that we host. Whatever you need, of course, you can find it within my stream. And you can find a link to that stream down in the description of this video. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.